Hello, everyone. Hello. Scooch my monitor a little closer. Come in close. Start close in. Is that one of David White's wonderful poems? I think it is. Start close in. And settle in. Do you have your tea, your water? Let me know you're here by putting something in the chat. That would be wonderful. Hello, Mary Beth. So glad you're here with me. I hope things are going well. Preparing for holidays, maybe travel. Ooh, travel. The busiest day is gone already, right? Rocky, come here. Rock's over here. Cats are in another place. Alrighty, let's get started. Hi, I'm aLex Levin. We're here together in the Sun and Moon Yoga Studio community. Heartwarming for me. I've been part of this community for 22 or 23 years, 24 or 25 years. It's a very special community. Keeps morphing its shape, but check out our website, sunandmoonstudio.com, and see what might intrigue you to join us either online or in person, or just for inspiration, reading some of Annie's blogs. So here for roughly a half hour, and I might be a little shorter today, as it's a busy time. We'll I'll propose a theme to help support us in our practice, and we'll do a little tiny movement, that slides us right into stillness, the movement in stillness. So start with just feeling your body where it is in space, and especially on the ground. In this first part, until I suggest the stillness. I mean, you could be still for this whole time, but you could also respond to what your body's needs are, to be finding more and more how you can align. So if you practice yoga, we have a lot of that's a very big word in the yoga world, alignment. And in the beginning, teachers and instruction helps us turn the right foot this way, pull your hips that way, lift and spread the collarbones, things like that. But more and more as we practice, and teachers who are wise to helping students find their own alignment, inner alignment. Adyashanti, a meditation teacher, he would say, and this was a little riddle at first from the meditation standpoint. He would say how his teacher said one of the most important things is to stand in your own shoes. And that's a big chapter with many dimensions. From the Feldenkrais teachings that I'm very passionate about, he also said that if you can teach people to, there's a mixed thing is, if you can teach people to stand well, to essentially what many of us would say good posture, but that connotes like a rigidity, I think, in the way we have it, in the way we share it. But if you could teach people to stand well, you will have given them the best gift. You will be wanted everywhere. So I attempt to have us to be well, and in this case, in our sharing, maybe it's sitting like I am now on a couch with some cushion support, Often I sit on the floor. Maybe you choose to stand for this practice. Maybe you choose to lie down. Whichever place you are, whatever your real estate spot is, and whatever position you choose, feel through these gifts of the body, the nervous system, this sensing that lets us know how we feel in space, that registers the support of the solidness underneath us. And it's iterative feedback. It takes in what's happening with us and how we relate to the ground, for example, but to anything is always changing. So I'm finding sometimes when I wake up in the morning, often my feet are a little creaky, they're a little tight, and so I need to wait a little bit. I feel the trepidation of not sensing my balance. It doesn't feel like it's like just not feeling steady. And so it's helpful for me to wait a few moments to remove my feet, my toes, and then I can feel a stronger balance. So we're in this dialogue with ground, space around, and breath. And you know what? I'm just going to segue us right into movement, the micro movement that we'll be doing together. It will involve moving our shoulders as well as attention to all of us, the whole of ourself. Linger with breath a little bit more. We've just passed the shortest day of the year, the longest night, the longest darkness of the year above the equator. And for many people, that those short days, that early darkness in the evening, it's a challenge. It's challenging to our mental states. And we welcome just what this month is all about. We welcome the light wherever we can find it, candles, fireplace, electricity, in our own hearts, in others' hearts, in gifts. And I'm of the group, maybe we're a minority, but that I love the low sun in the winter, the particular kind of limited light. I might feel different if I lived way high up in Alaska or closer to the North Pole. I also I like that inwardness of darkness, maybe a little too much sometimes, retreating too much. But I'll come back to the darkness theme. So notice your breath and intentionally pair this movement with either the in or out breath as you begin. Just let your shoulder shrug up towards your ear and ear towards your shoulder. And you can let it down slowly or fast. And you can do this at any pace you like. Just let's work with one side for a little while. And the instruction that I'd like you to look for, the parameters, is how would this feel smoother? How would this feel more delicious? You don't even have to pair it with the breath, but be aware that you're breathing at the same time as you're feeling, feeling from the inside, feeling for your own alignment, feeling, even if you're lying down on your front or back, you can do this movement. The surface you're on may create some friction that limits you, but even that can be overcome by a certain weighting and unweighting. Go really, really fast. And you might let it go, just stop. When we stop, some other things get highlighted. For me, it was the breath in the belly. And this, when we start the other side now, have another suggestion for you to, for us, to when we shrug the shoulder up, to pause at the uh, completion of the up movement. And then as we go down, also to pause. And you might be joining this with like a exhale as the shoulder and ear come together. Pause, and then an inhale as they open apart. Pause in breath and movement. And something I've been learning from the Feldenkrais world and from our friend, teacher, master teacher, Teresa Murphy, that stretch is not all that it's cracked out to be. In the beginning, I have to admit, like when I first was doing yoga, and for many years, stretch felt great. But, and I'm still exploring this, so you can, there's times stretch feels good, but there's some moderation that might be had to stretch, attention that might be brought to the various gradations that we feel in stretch. A bigger topic again. And maybe change the speeds, maybe add one time to the left, one time to the right. I've been dancing a lot lately. This is as I listen to music. Um, feels maybe that inspired this movement. And maybe feel for different ways you can do this. And while I've been describing a linear path, this is really, there's a circularity here, isn't there? Every movement, because of the arcing and circular and orbital move shapes of our bones, nothing is like a rigid straight line. So there's a little arc. And now, whether you're just doing one at a time and pausing and going slow, however you're doing it, feel for the rest of the body, the whole context, the head, the spine, the hips, the skin, the organs, the intestines. Feel all of yourself. Breath. All right, I'm ready to let it go. You can keep going for a few moments, or you can let go, let go. And just land into stillness. And see what arises in stillness. You might feel that you've just segued into meditation. And so instead of a rigid start to the meditation, it might have already started for you. It might have started in the movement. What is meditation, that word? What it implies, but what is it for you? What is it for you today? Begin to move towards stillness. This will be about a 10-minute portion. And so prefer, as Jackie might say, prefer stillness. Revisit the suggestions I made and the wisdom you've accrued in your practice, history, your experience of what to bring and what to let go to be here, just to be here. There may be a particular way the eyes are set easily. You may feel a relaxing, continual letting go. And my words are just pointers to help us. You may have your own preferences. I'm just thinking of this phrase that something about the cracks where the light comes through from the Leonard Cohen song. So when you feel cracks, when you feel some sort of flaw in yourself or in your practice, perhaps that's the portal to the light, to the being, to the presence that you are, that we are. Poet Ranier Maria Rilke, from his Book of Hours. You, darkness, of whom I am born, I love you more than the flame that limits the world to the circle it illumines and excludes all the rest. But the darkness embraces everything, shapes and shadows and creatures and me, people, nations, just as they are. It lets me imagine a great presence stirring beside me. I believe in the dark. The darkness embraces everything. We're just here. You may be familiar with Eckhart Tolle's voice and his idea that CNN, the news, the journalists would find nothing to report here. Not interesting looking from the outside. Or maybe it is, if they're knowing what to look for. More and more of them are. the idea of who you are fall away more and more. Rest into what's left. A few more minutes together, about 2 or 3 minutes together in stillness. Perhaps you sense the community of it. Whenever there is something that arises that feels like the side of the spectrum that is dark and meaning it's something you want to push away or don't like in some manner, could you linger with it just a little bit more? Feel how darkness embraces everything. Thank you, friends, for joining me for this practice today on this or on this video or when you watch it, and the many times we've met these last several years. May you have a wonderful shortest day of the year, holiday season, with the many different kinds of celebrations, no particular ones you do. I'm thinking today of this anniversary, the 24th of December, when, forgive me, I don't know I'm not remembering the details, in World War II, maybe it was 1944, and I'm not sure if it was the German soldiers and the Russians, or was it the Americans? I don't remember. At night, came close to their boundary line, or they, on either side of it from their camps, they were singing Silent Night together. Maybe they came and exchanged gifts or something at that border of conflict. May that be an illumination, a light of hope for some of the many conflicted areas, war-torn areas on the globe today, and those in our own hearts, in our personal lives. On a personal note, Ranier Rilke is a poet who my grandfather translated from German to Ukrainian. So his poetry touches me close. And I just finally want to thank you as the gifts you are to me in this gift giving and exchanging season, the gift of this practice here together in this electronic way, not less special for that. Thank you so, so much. Be well. I'll see you. I won't record in person on the 31st, December 31st, 2023. I'll leave a recording, and I always say I'll be shorter, but I'm not. Maybe it'll be 15 minutes, maybe it'll be a half hour. So you can find it under the live tab on Sun and Moon Studios YouTube page. Ciao. See you soon.